Take two. So I am here with Rafael Grampá, the writer and artist of Batman Gargoyle of Gotham, a new Black Label book which is starting very soon. How did this start for you? Where did this come from?
They started since I was a kid. I have a big relationship with this character.
Yeah?
Since I was a kid, it's a dream coming true, and actually the first ideas came up in 2010 when I didn't thought it was possible for me, like a beginner, to take Batman and do my own Batman. You know, it was a dream. But at that time, DC invited me to do a black and white short story. And then I started to believe a little bit more about that. And I started to build stories, because to work with Batman and try to create our original story for Batman is so hard.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody already did everything. But when you start to go deeper into Batman's myth and legacy, and you start to find some places that it wasn't very developed yet.
Yeah.
You know, so this is the beauty of this character. We can do a lot, still can do a lot with him. And then I find the right story. So when I thought I was prepared, and that happened after working with Frank Miller in the Golden Child project. That time I have a meeting with Mark Doyle at DC Comics, and he asking me okay man, what do you want to do next? And I say, what do you think I want to do? And say, okay, you want to do Batman? And I say, yeah. He said to me, yeah man, I think after working with Frank Miller, you should write for yourself. And I said, that's the pitch, and I have this right now.
Yeah.
I said, so you have the pitch right now? Yeah. And I told him the idea really quick, and he said, okay man, just can you give me some images or a little test? Oh sure. And I was already preparing that, you know? So I can say that it was developing through the years, you know, so I was confident enough to pitch it.
That's so exciting, and not coming into kind of the main Batman book, going into your own Batman book.
Yeah.
That freedom must be so exciting, especially as a fan then as well, to go, okay, what does my Batsuit look like? What does my Batmobile look like?
Yeah.
How did you even start with deciding on the look of your Batman?
Yeah, it took a lot of time, but I used some of the elements I was already showing in my first version of my Batman, in the black and white version, and I tried to have a little more a kind of grotesque and gothic concept, kind of Geiger thing.
Yes,
mixed.
I definitely got that vibe.
You know, because I think if Batman wants to make people scared, he needs to be scary a little bit. But at the same time, I wanted to include some sexy elements. So I think it was Jim Lee that told me that my Batman is grotesque, scary, but at the same time sexy.
Wow.
And I tried to do that, and that was great when he said that to me, because I think it's a good thing to pitch for the audience, something that looks scary but at the same time attractive.
Yeah.
So that was my goal with that. And for the Batmobile, I brought the idea that it's not the Batmobile yet. It's the prototype of the Batmobile. It is the Blind Machine.
Okay.
So this is our car in the story. It's not Batmobile yet. It's the prototype of something that could be the Batmobile in the future, and he's just testing that car. He doesn't relate with the car yet.
Yeah.
He kind of hates the car, but he loves the car because it wasn't his idea. It was Alfred's idea.
Okay, interesting.
So we have some of these ideas.
And you talked a bit at the Gotham panel. Was that yesterday? I've lost track of days.
Yeah, it was Thursday. Yeah.
You talked a bit about introducing your own villains into this, and we got to see 3 of those characters up on the screen. Can you talk a little bit about those and bringing those characters to life?
Sure. Yeah. Well, when I started writing that, I didn't have the idea to create a new rogues gallery,
Yeah.
but Batman started to go to some ways that I just found that we needed different villains.
Yeah.
That Joker wasn't fitting, the Penguin, none of them. And I just followed Batman,
Yeah.
you know? I followed him. And he just presented me some of his worst villains. And it was new for me. And it was very organic, you know? When you do a Batman story, man, some very interesting things start happening. Some coincidences, you know? Yeah. I'm telling you.
You mentioned a few of them at the panel the other day. It was fascinating.
Yeah, I can tell the story later, but let's talk about the story first. But yeah, that happens, you know, some coincidences, some strange things, and like how the villains started to come, and some of the villains are old ideas.
Yeah.
I brought some ideas when I was younger, like 18 years old, some characters that I loved and never finished.
Wow.
And I revisited some of my old ideas to see if I had something for Batman. Hey, this is good. Oh, this is nice. And Krypton, for example, is one of these characters that I have the idea for a long time. And what I can say about Krypton is his universe is very interesting for me because I'm really obsessed with old cartoon characters, like the Rubber Hose cartoon style characters, and because I think they're really scary at the same time. You know, I thought they were scary when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And if you change the context, you put the animations into like a very dark place, scary place, that animation could be very fucking scary.
Yeah.
And I brought this concept and I created this character that are obsessed with these cartoons, and he tries to imitate and materialize the cartoon gags and cartoon violences that he sees that can only happen in cartoons.
Yeah.
So imagine those things that can only he tries to materialize in real life.
Wow.
He's obsessed with doing this, and he cries before committing all of this evil, and you learn why he does that during the story. So you have also the Virgin, that is connected a little bit with my relationship with faith and religion. When I was younger, I had a big experience with religion. I studied the Bible like lots of times, and I thought I wanted to bring some of the things that I felt when I started to read the Bible and getting closer to the religion. That was when I saw Christ in the cross for the first time. That it's very
striking
scary.
image.
Yeah, you know, like, so I tried to bring that to a villain. So the Virgin, it's based on that.
Wow.
And we have Mother.
Yep.
That is like Moth-er. And the only thing I can say is the King of Moths.
Interested to get to meet them and live with them a little bit. I've been reading the Ashcan edition that we got at the panel, and the artwork is absolutely stunning.
Thanks, man.
Had you seen that trailer before the panel, or was that the first time that you had seen the trailer that they played for?
I saw before.
It's outstanding.
Oh,
it's
thanks.
so
Nice.
creepy and dark. It's amazing.
It is.
Let's talk about Batman for a second. So in this version, he is kind of killing off the Bruce Wayne persona and becoming Batman as a kind of a full-time thing, which to me as a Bat fan feels actually quite natural. Were you nervous about making that decision? Did that just feel really natural as you were creating the story to have him go into that dark place and just
I think it would
commit to it?
I think that will be interesting to see what will happen if he decides to do that.
Yeah.
You know? And actually, when you have this as a storytelling tool, you need to have it as a starting point.
Yeah.
And what I'm showing is like you're killing something you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so the story is about, everything is about this. He thinks he knows what Bruce Wayne is, and that identity is useless, you know, but he understands that he doesn't know anything about Bruce Wayne.
Now, am I right in thinking this is your first time at San Diego Comic Con?
No, it's the third time, but
Was this
the
you said it's your
last
first time on panels.
the first time at panels with DC.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the first time I was like behind that table.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, you have this amazing backdrop behind us now. How has it been? How has this weekend been for you so far?
Pretty intense, actually. Like meeting all the fans. I didn't expect their reaction.
It was amazing in that room.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone. It was electric.
Yeah, and that echoed through the heaven. Like people are like approaching me all the time and bringing the Ashcan to sign, and people are very excited to read the book, and it's been tense, you know, and I'm proud of it, you know, like nervous, but at the same time, like proud, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today. I can't wait to read the final version when it's out in a few weeks.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for watching, Super Friends. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button just down below and hit the bell so that you can get notified whenever we release brand new videos. In fact, there's 2 more waiting for you to watch right here below. So what are you waiting for? Why not click play?